Thank you, Madam Chair. Mr. Corbin, do you have any idea how much the IRS loses to fraudulent tax returns each year?
No, Congressman. I can bring that back for you or go back and get that information for you.
Please do, but would it surprise you that in 2013 alone it was over $5 billion? Does that come as a surprise to you?
It does not come as a surprise, Congressman.
Okay. So it's no surprise that over $5 billion, let's just say that's the average a year, $5 billion a year, plus or minus, in fraudulent returns. And now, as has been clearly established, ballpark 100,000 taxpayers were put at risk as thieves breach the DRT here. Do you have any idea how many fraudulent returns resulted from those 100,000 taxpayers?
So, Congressman, what I know is that we have received about 111,000 returns filed under those Social Security numbers. Of those returns, 80% of them were either stopped by our filters prior to the refunds being paid, or they were the actual legitimate taxpayer.
Well, that's good information, but that was not my question. I want to know how many fraudulent tax returns came from those 100,000.
Yes, sir. We have confirmed about 29,000 returns as identity theft.
Okay, and how many of those were fraudulent is my question. Commissioner Koskinen said it was about 8,000.
Yes, well, Congressman, there are 8,000 returns that were not stopped by our filters that we have not been able to determine.
That were fraudulent.
That we have not been able to determine if they were fraudulent or the legitimate taxpayer.
Okay, well, that was my question. I'd appreciate if you'd answer the question rather than run around it. Do you have any idea how much money was lost due to those 8,000 fraudulent returns?
I believe that is about $32 million, sir.
It is about $30 million. Does the IRS reimburse the fraudulent tax returns from those who are victims?
So when a true taxpayer comes in and files their return, they do get their full refund that they're entitled to.
Okay, and who pays for that?
That comes out of the Treasury, sir.
So the taxpayers pay for it?
Yes, sir.
So we had 32 million just out of this 100,000 people, 8,000 fraudulent returns. So is that 30 million, does it include the reimbursement from the victims?
No, sir, it does not.
All right, so we're talking $60 to $65 million in this one incident. We're talking, if we have $5 billion a year in fraudulent returns, we're probably talking $10 billion that it costs the taxpayers every year after the victims are paid back. Is that?
So of the 32 congressmen, again, we have not confirmed whether that is a fraudulent return or the true tax.
Okay, I'm just going by what Commissioner Koskinen said,
yes,
and
sir.
I would think that he would be accurate in that information. Ms. Garza, I'm still scratching my head over your comments earlier that as far as you're concerned, you didn't know of any breach whatsoever. And yet it's pretty well confirmed there was a breach here, and you even came back around and admitted that a little while ago.
It depends on the timing, sir. In September,
It depends on whether or not anyone broke into the system. That is what determines a breach. And it just, I tell you, I just struggle. It appears to me at the end of the day where you're either in denial of what happened or you're incompetent, you're just untruthful in what's happening here. And I go back with what's been shared too. There's the abuse that's been inflicted on American citizens by the IRS is inexcusable, and it's time that there's accountability and some change that takes place at the IRS. This is just, it's so bothersome, it's indescribable. Mr. Gray, let me come to you. It's my understanding that the department may have the data retrieval tool operation for the purposes of income-based repayment plans back up in May or June. Is that correct?
That is my understanding, sir.
Okay. That being said, if it's going, this is taking more or less 3 months to fix it, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. If it's taken 3 months, why in the world was this not addressed last fall?
Unfortunately, I can't answer that question because I'm not involved.
Who can answer that question?
Mr. Runcie.
It wasn't addressed I think it's what we had said a little bit before, which was we were making a decision at the time based upon the fact that there wasn't any criminal activity. Or what the commissioner had said was we would continue to monitor the situation, and once there was confirmed criminal activity, we would take the system down. So that was the focus of it. And then March 3rd, when we were contacted, the system was taken down.
The commissioner said that identity thieves used it to put forth false tax returns and made it clear that there was criminal activity and that because of such, the system was going to have to be shut down. Looks like we're talking out of both sides of our mouth. Madam Chair, I thank you for indulging me extra time. I yield back.